See, these are just habitation videos that I'm making just for, free time that I have, but something that I noticed. You see, just as I made all the empresses from beyond highest, quantum, mega, super, astrological, telestial, and celestial empresses, all the inner points of enlightenment of all stars, star clusters of all stars, star astrology of all stars, star constellation of all stars, and star charts of all stars, and all the inner points of enlightenment to all habitation, to all their social economics. It's just one thing I want a person to realize in life. It's just as I made my caretakers, I made them different. But I made the empresses different from the caretakers even before I even made my caretakers. But I'm going to say just like this. I'm the first in command, then is my empress, but then is my caretakers. But besides my empress, my word overrides all social economics, even of sacredcy and secureness of all my empresses is what I say and what I feel goes. It's just like if a person is used to doing something and they take a break, they say they take a break. It's like international security. Say I used to be with international security and they take a break from me doing certain things from 30 years of me socially recovering. It's called social recovery. So if I'm socially recovering, that means there was an injury or a trauma that I'm recovering from, that certain things can't happen that cause that injury and trauma ever again in the physical habitation. It's just like if a person knows me and then they say, let's go make sure this, that, and the other, and then they have higher clearance than other people and know more than other people, and then they get back into the swing of things. You got to remember, there's one thing that I don't like a certain type of way to filter, because me even doing mythology filter, I don't like people that's learning certain things and then they try to hold it like they're trying to change the natural order of orientation, the natural order of honor throughout time. That's a no-no. A person doesn't do that with me. Don't let me realize that neither. That's a real no-no, because that leads to conspiracy, that leads to forms of entrapment, and that leads to overthrowing the powers of that are even in the paradigm of time. And that means the new world order of the powers that are of the new paradigm of time are in jeopardy of forms of entrapment if that happens. Now, it's just like my empress or somebody learning and then they're watching certain little situations to dictate or nitpick certain things that a person does because they want to add up to a situation, and it's like a featuring or on a camera. If they want to add up to a situation and say little things because they know, or because certain people open the doors for their perceptiveness or their perception so they can see what's going on a certain type of way. A person doesn't do certain things like that. It's just like if a chick messed up and she done messed up throughout time, and then she says she's going to be a mentor, a tutor, and then take somebody on a journey. She didn't fulfill the physical aspect of even sacredcy of refining through time. How is she going to be a mentor to another that could brand new and refresh, fulfill the aspect of refining the empress? She's going to drive her to go off and cause time to stop, because the jealous emotions of doing wrong and looking at a person and wanting to do better than the situation, or a person doing wrong. A person has to watch all those type of situations. Just like a person coming back, getting into the habit of certain things, of knowing certain things going on, and they handling the situation. It's like a new workout. It's like if you were out of shape, it's like a new workout that comes in to get you fit for one could be able to be okay. But you don't want your life or certain people that cause the drain of your life to have a physical or emotional say, or a physical acts on your life, because a person got to get reacquainted with what's going on even in the physical reality. Now, if you have people that know their empress or their mother as wonderful they're supposed to, they're not supposed to be hands-on in my social economic system. Their social economic system is different. If it's my child, then they want, you got to remember, a male is a male with certain things of females around. You'll have people emotionally in neuroactivity that'll probably change that person's thought process and want to do wrong. And at the end, they have to make hard decisions where it could cause stress or certain type of forms of anxiety through time that cause a prolonging of a recovery or a disorientation. A person wants a person to be oriented. I want myself to be orientated and want other people to be orientated in their order, so things like that doesn't happen in the physical reality. So I'm supposed to be also a little bit more intricate with in certain things with my caretakers, because I'm supposed to be enjoying life even emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, even physically, and in my harmony and my energy recovery. I'm supposed to be happy in all these type of things. When a person's causing a person not to be happy and just leaving them stagnant a certain type of way around certain people, it causes disorientation. I don't want a disorientation. I want orientation so a person could get back in order. But a person's not going to cause me to get into a traumatic experience or a trauma experience just to cause the end of my recovery, because of the fact is the way things were going, because it's more easy to do wrong than to do good and to have things in order. So a person got to look at the situation, all levels of physics, to know the way to operate their natural orders of their orientation, or the natural orders for they could be honored in time, or the procedures even in life. So I'm supposed to make sure that I get into certain things, certain habitations, and making certain checks, just to even let one presence be known, to the reason of the importance, even for the energy pickup of life, for a person could even be able to get things back in high honor, in order of high honor. Now, a person that causes that not to happen and wants to cause a change, those are people that plan to end the world, and the people I spoke about during the sexual intimacy, or you could say intimate acts with the neuroactivity of their brain that formed the wrong habitation, even physically, in the physical reality, even in a mythology filter, even in the filter, even of realms. That's how serious the situation is. A person got to think about the way they operate natural order in life and in their procedures. That's all I have to say, because I want a person to notice this, because I'm an upright and righteous person, an upright and just and honored person. So I would never do nothing wrong. So this is why I'm telling you, because certain people that would find it wrong is the people that was already formed in the wrong type of neuroactivity of their perceptive. Because remember, sperm comes from your brain, even when you pump, or even adrenaline of the throbbing of your heartbeat, of the impulse of one's intellect of neuroactivity comes from your brain, and one's intellect and intent, even in the paradigm of time. So a person have to realize the people that will see that being wrong is the people that was already formed wrong, or certain things done happen. Or you might have people that had such an experience, they want to shortcut certain things, and it's not how they learned it a certain type of way, or they're not experienced to even a certain type of social recovery when they're supposed to be experienced. So now this goes to show a person, even at a point of pi, and the reason of pi is the reason of one's perceptiveness, of one's physical reality, to show you the importance of one's uprightness, of one's consciousness, to even social recovering for oneself, of one's physical habitation. Because my meditation before was wonderful, even for myself, to show you to even in the paradigm how one is still wonderful. Now, I'm just telling you this because a person has to be able to look to know the difference. It's just like I was just noticing this one girl just now. I came in the store. She said, "Oh, he had a person nitpicking just to want to cause deterioration to a person that's more important than the reason of even her existence." because she has nothing to do with the historical event. And if she was used to be an empress, she already did wrong and was already reconditioned. It's just like a person looking at the situation and they're tracking the record of a person that already did wrong, and they didn't want to continue going on because they didn't have something around a certain type of way for a certain amount of years. So it should be like this. What led up to that? That's a person that helped lead up to the situation that I'm in, that helped lead up to the situation I'm in now, that wants to cause deterioration or was formed or pressurized in neuroactivity of a person that caused my situation. A person gotta watch all this, and my caretakers gotta watch this. I'm supposed to be in a setting of life that's more wonderful, more comfortable, more enriching, even for mind, body, and soul and spirit, even in energy in life. My soul, energy, spirit, same thing. But it's just telling you how serious the situation is. So a person should think about everything I said and how serious of what I'm saying is. I'm not gonna explain everything because I don't spoil nobody a certain type of way. So I'm not gonna explain everything, but I really done answered everybody's questions in a paradigm, and whatever I didn't answer, it should have been answered already if you're really educated. Because a person, I don't have to explain myself so many ways, but a person, because I already answered everything in so many different ways. So a person should think about the education and then think about the ideas that I had, even in the equality of the future, for future development, for the equality of social economics, for one's enrichment. So a person should think about that. And this type of place is not a place where a person thinks certain things are going to happen. It's for a reason. You might have little things here and there, but it's not a place where a person can do certain things because certain things are done a certain type of way for reasons on levels, even in physics. You don't destroy foundation to build a certain type of reality in physics. You could have put a little adjustments, but you don't destroy foundations because another person wants to see a development of certain things, and then they just spontaneously come out of nowhere, and then they just want to cause certain things. No, you don't do that because they don't know the importance of historical events and how serious even metaphysics or physics is that a person's learning, even to their mythology, the materializing of one's higher origin of light or guidance in the physical reality when it comes to their anatomy. So I'm just being real, even with syllables. So I'm just telling you how serious the situation is and how a person should look at life. And you don't have people that should dictate the reason of their existence that is a lower being. I'm supposed to be able to tell individuals what's going on. You don't have a person trying to dictate the existence of a higher being or the person, the reason of their existence, and then trying to manipulate. Those are people that's just trying to cover up to cause the end of the world because they want to put the reason of their creation in an old folks home or cover it. No, you don't do stuff like that. You don't never do stuff like that. There's a reason for social recovery. You have people that care. You have people, even in rejuvenation, that's taught to care in what they're brought up, even in the perceptiveness of their consciousness. That's all I have to say. Have a wonderful morning. It's afternoon now. Have a wonderful afternoon going into the nighttime. Because it's gonna go into the nighttime. We're not gonna say nothing about evening. So going into the nighttime. Love one. Ralph Lillian, Jr. December 10th, 2019, the year of the reflection.